We know that it takes time to build trust in a relationship, and real estate is no different. Sometimes we try and build that trust by a bunch of different digital touch points, but of course, face-to-face leapfrogs over a number of touch points, and so we all want to spend as much time as we can in front of people. But we don't all have 60 minutes to spend on an appraisal each time we walk out the door. So how have you solved that problem?
One of our systems we talk about, Kath, is called the 15-minute appraisal. So for me, my metaphor around this is like speed dating. So when you go, I haven't been speed dating, when you go speed dating, you sit down with someone and you'll each answer a bunch of questions, and I think it's like 6 to 8 minutes. And then if the two people get the card back at the end, you get a chance to exchange the numbers. For me, the 15-minute appraisal is, in a sense, I talk about it like that. It's a way to get face-to-face with our database quickly and do it at volume. And if you think about our businesses, that to be able to build, as you mentioned, to be able to build trust, a long relationship, an agent typically will think about an appraisal that's going to be sitting down at someone's house, maybe some tea, some scones, conversation, and they're not even thinking of selling their home. So they don't value doing that at volume. So this 15-minute appraisal system we developed was a way to be able to get face-to-face and someone's not thinking of selling, and making sure we can get through enough people per year to build enough relationships.
And I imagine you've rolled this out with a number of your clients. Can you bring someone to mind that has done this well? And what was their experience prior to that?
Yeah, so we've got a long-term client, Ray White, here in Taylors Lakes in Victoria, and Peter, who we work with, done a considerable amount of work on this over a long time with us. And to give you a bit of an example, when we first worked with his business probably 7 to 8 years ago, he had lots of turnover of agents. He had really low-level performers, writing anywhere from $200,000, 300 to 400 was where it was at. We sit here today, 6 or 7 years later, he's got 3 to 4 people who were classified as an elite agent writing in above $1 million. And there's no question for me, his leadership, ability to hold his team accountable to the 15-minute appraisal process was a really pivotal part in building effective relationships within his database. And that's not easy, because as a business leader, when you're getting your team to invest into that, you're going to get no immediate return. But it's making sure we can do that month in, month out. And what that look like is making sure that every month, every agent meets a minimum of 20 people face-to-face inside the 15-minute appraisal process to be able to make sure we can build solid relationships.
And so when you're getting your agents to do that, I'm imagining, some people like a chat. What's the sort of practical day-to-day? Like, how are you managing them back to just 15 minutes only?
In the system we teach, there's a lot of pre-framing. So it's making sure that each client knows that you're out there just maybe an update on the market, whether it's a market report. You're not necessarily going and give them a full-blown sales appraisal. I think if you pre-frame that right, and the ability to get face-to-face. And it was always my theory as a leader, I didn't really care whether my team were out and this system, which this face-to-face at someone's front door for the little 30 seconds. That is a lot better than sitting behind a computer sending out an SMS or an email. So we try and distinct the difference of that. If I think about the 15-minute appraisal we talk about inside our system, there's 3 components of building a relationship. I think agencies make the mistake of sitting at the bottom tier, which is emails, SMSs. We want them to work up in the top 2 tiers, which is phone calls and face-to-face. And the 15-minute appraisal then allows us to build more solid relationships and trust. So when those people move from not wanting to sell to selling, well, hopefully they're agent of choice.
Absolutely. And give me the biggest lesson that these guys at Ray White sort of learned. It seems pretty obvious. If you're doing a 60-minute appraisal, you can get 4 15-minute appraisals in place. Was the lesson there for them that they were literally 4Xing their business, or what does that kind of look like?
Well, these particular guys, they're probably they've taken their business from $1 million to close to 4.
So yeah.
So it's a massive increase over a period of time. But it's keeping that longer term vision, the longer term part of the journey, holding it accountable to week of understanding the importance of relationship building. And I think we talk about a lot in a couple of other systems we teach. It's understanding leakage, and it's understanding the lost opportunities in your business. And I always get people to do an exercise when we do live workshops. Write down your last 3 lost listings. And then we do an exercise to ask how long was the identification process to first found out those people were going to come to market between that time and when they listed. And then we ask them to ask the third question, how many times did those people visit those people face to face in that period of time? And most times, it's very little, close to 0. So I think that the distinction between getting out of the office, meeting people face to face, and as a leader, encouraging our team members, called in the 15-minute appraisal, it doesn't mean we've got to do a full walkthrough. Get out, face to face, eyeball to eyeball, belly to belly. That's going to give you a better chance of building trust.